Charter to reduce mobile video streaming resolution for some customers. Oh, man. Okay. Story from Dano Light Reading. And we broke the story here first. Shout out to the homie Tim who sent me the email. Charter, aka Spectrum Mobile, is going to be throttling video by default, busting it down from 720p to 480p starting in December. We broke the news here first. Big salute to Gene, newest member. Gene's been a member. I don't know. Welcome back, Gene. All right. Charter has confirmed to Light Reading. We broke it first. They will be reducing the video resolution on the default setting from 720p to 480p starting in December. It says here that the default setting for customers on its specific plans will be impacted. It says here, by the gig and unlimited plans already are set at 480p. So the other plans are now going to be 480p as well. Sucks. 480p sucks. Yes, that is right, Rage and Dusty. We like 1080p as a standard. We like 4K moving forward, though. All right, so it says you can go into the My Spectrum app for no extra charge, and you can change it from 480p to 720p. Change will not affect customers who are connected to Wi-Fi, so that's good. When customers are in Wi-Fi, the video streaming resolution among Charter Spectrum Mobile customers is determined by the format of the video content the customer is streaming and the capabilities and settings of the device, according to the company. This change will not impact gross customer adds or churn unless Spectrum is seeing more customers share their iPhone screens on larger TVs. This is from some Jim Patterson of Patterson Advisory Group. We understand why Spectrum reset the default to 480p. It doesn't take 3 megabits. It's like 1.5 megs. From 720p, about 5 megs. Is that right? I'd say like probably 3.8 megs will get you to 720p. These estimates are off. Yeah, so it's even less than that. I don't know, man. Look, I'm a 1080p guy. I need 1080p as a baseline. I like 4K. This kind of sucks. I just don't know how many people it's going to impact. Like, is someone going to leave Spectrum because they've got this as their default setting? I don't think so. Most of the people that are on Spectrum just want the cheapest plan. You know, they probably left Verizon, tried to get Verizon at a cheaper price. They're probably not going to care too much, especially on a smaller display. I still think 480p is trash. Raise your hand if you think 480p is trash. And like they said, especially if you're going to be putting, broadcasting this onto a TV of some sort, 480p is not the move. All right, be on the lookout. Impacted Spectrum Mobile customers. All right, this one seems interesting. Online anger. Which broadband brands get customers the most riled up? This story was dropped today. Carl Weinschenk, telecompetitor. All right, so let's look for these brands here. The data set, which consists of brands with ratings of 4.5 or less and at least 500 reviews during the past year, analyzed using Emotion, a data set available through Hugging Face, which calls itself an advocate for good machine learning. As part of that research, Preply analyzed the overall anger quotient for each brand to find out the top 100 anger-provoking brands. So I'm guessing just people, using services and whatever brands of products, and they're aggravated by them. AT&T was number 18 out of 20. And a spokesperson for Preply told telecompetitor that Charter Spectrum brand and Verizon Wireless were also among the companies that were found to elicit the most online anger. Yo, so AT&T pisses off customers, or online anger, whatever. So does Verizon and Charter Spectrum. I think we all knew that. The telecommunications industry has long struggled with customer satisfaction. Cable, a lengthy history of being a punchline for poor service. The industry has attempted to respond with technology that enables customer service reps to more quickly respond to customer concerns, reduce the amount of anger with online customers. The study suggests that customer service is still a big issue at cable. Key takeaways, like what pisses people off. Fees. Beware. Lied. Emotional language terms used most by frequently in reviews. Scam, fraud, and joke are the main accusatorial words used in reviews. So scam is like when people are angry and they say, oh, they scammed me out of money and they scammed me out of a deposit or whatever, scammed me out of my last month of service. Fraud, right? I didn't get the service I paid for. Joke, meaning they're trash, right? Like they're not good at what they do. That sort of thing. Customer service, the chief complaint among customers, more so than the actual product or service that consumers received. See, this is one of the things like, and big shout out to the panel that we get here on the SMT podcast at times. One of the things that B likes to mention is that customer care is like, you know, one of the things that gets de-emphasized and, you know, it's not really that important. Here, how you going to say customer care is not important when you got this going on? Research in May from the American Customer Satisfaction Index found that AT&T had the highest satisfaction score among mobile network operators, scoring a 75 out of 100. T-Mobile came in 74, Verizon 73, US Cellular 70. Interesting. So they scoured all these different reviews, you know, where people voice their concerns about companies. And yeah, anytime there's a big company though, you're always going to have disgruntled people. Like even my small family business that we have, there's people get aggravated about anything. If they have to wait 2 minutes for something, they'll be aggravated and they'll leave you a bad review on Yelp or Google or whatever. Like I know that for a fact, there are probably 10 negative reviews about my family business that aren't even valid. Like they're not even, those things don't even exist. They never happened. It's just people that are just haters or don't like you or something wasn't perfect. They were angry that day. They left. Like that stuff's going to happen. But you definitely don't want like your brand and your company to be characteristically hated by so many large amounts of people. So if I was cable, if I was the carriers, I would be looking to work on the brand image. Starts with customer care, right? Customers have to have confidence that you're trying to do what's best for solutions to problems and other issues. So like when a customer calls and complains about billing, don't make it painful. Fix the problem. Don't make them call back twice, 3 times. Verizon. Allow them to return stuff easily, like back to the store where they picked it up from. Verizon. AT&T, get your billing system right. Invest some time and money into fixing that system or systems. T-Mobile, stop screwing people over. Stop trying to migrate their plans. These carriers will try anything, man. All right, what is this about here? Report. National average internet speed is up 44%. Okay, cool. So it looks like networks are getting better. Well, they're getting faster. It's hard to say better. Well, faster is better than slow. So, yeah. National average. Yes, Gene. Stop data breaches. Yes. What up, S Blue Tech? Salute, man. The national average internet speed increased this year by 44%, from 119 megabits to 171, according to highspeedinternet.com. Speeds can vary greatly by state due to network infrastructure provider options. So that's the truest statement, right? How much fiber circuits are available? What capacity fiber circuits are available to companies, right? So, yeah, investment into infrastructure matters. If you go to certain states where the fiber is ubiquitous, if you go to certain cities where it's laid out pretty well, you usually get better speeds. 10 fastest states by download, fastest to slowest in megabits. Connecticut, 119 median. 194 average. New Jersey, 118 median, 202 average. Florida, 115 median, 185 average. Delaware, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Massachusetts, Maryland, Virginia, Tennessee. These places have fiber, people. Like, it scales nicely. Slowest state is Alaska. Ain't no fiber in Alaska, man. You know? Ain't no fiber in Alaska. West Virginia, yeah, they don't have much fiber. Montana, Idaho, New Mexico, Vermont, Wyoming, Iowa, Arkansas, Louisiana. Right? These are states that lack a dedication to infrastructure, whether it's burial or whether it's aerial. They just don't have the fiber circuit availability. So if you go to these places, guys, you know, the cellular networks are going to be mostly connected by microwave, the dishes that you see up on cell towers, you know, beaming microwave backhaul. That's why, you know. Many of these states also showed the most improvement year over year in internet speed, however. Yeah, when you start low, your improvements are very substantial. 5 most improved states compared to 2022. Vermont, a 69% improvement. North Dakota and Alaska at 68 and 67%. West Virginia 66. Kansas at 64. All right, highlights from the study. 7 of the top 10 fastest states this year located in New England or the New York tri-state area. They have fiber. Florida, South Carolina, also on the East Coast, but south. Vermont, one of the slowest states. Vermont did see the greatest improvement in internet speed over the past year. Government initiatives played a role. Those are like BEAD dollars, you know, trying to close the digital divide and all those things. Hopefully that fiber rollout and build, you know, can impact cellular as well and mobile networking and fixed wireless access. EM Tech says lack of fiber to the home does not equate to microwave backhaul at all. I didn't say it correlated. I was just saying that in these places, they don't typically have good fiber access. Wasn't saying it was fiber to the home. Not at all. Not at all. RF waves, I know microwave can be good. But like, what's a typical microwave circuit going to be? Like 1 gig? Right? Wouldn't it be nicer to have a 10 gig fiber circuit hardwired to a tower site? To all tower sites? I'm just speaking from the optimal standpoint. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think most RF engineers would prefer a 10 gig fiber circuit ran to a site than a microwave link from site to site. Hey, that's what somebody told me. That's what an engineer told me. I'm just saying. Oh, man. Hey, I bring on, you know, the upgrades. Sure, a 10 gig microwave would be sweet. I still think hardwire is better. Don't you think that should be the standard, not the microwave? I don't know why you guys are fighting me on this, man. Sheesh. All right, so what does it say here? Ooh, there's a drop here. This is weird. People not opting for very fast tiers. Look at the numbers in our speed test. America's median speed is just 90 megabits. That's a significant drop compared to the average of 171. The disparity between the two figures suggests that the majority of internet users still order relatively modern internet packages with speeds of 200 megs or lower, usually due to factors like price and availability. That's probably true. Yeah, so I want to talk about this. All right, so why would somebody choose a slower speed tier? Let's say that a carrier offers a 500 megabit per second plan, but somebody's taken to the 200. They're doing it probably because of price. And 200 is good enough. But that's going to impact results because that person's going to speed test their network 200 megs instead of 500, which they could have had. It was available to them. Or maybe there's gigabit speed available to them, but they won't take it because it's too expensive. Quite often, a 200 megabit plan probably averages like $50 a month. A 1 gig plan probably averages closer to $100 per month, maybe 80 or 90. People are just simply going to prioritize pricing in that instance because they'll say, well, it's enough speed, 200, why spend the extra money? I mean, people rationalize things all the time. They have to monitor their budgets. They're not going to outspend or overspend unnecessarily. Hey, big salute to Justin. newest member of the millimeter wave crew. Blazing fast millimeter wave speeds for Justin. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate the support, man. Raging Dusty says 200 is the highest my ISP provides. Dusty, you got a fiber provider or a cable provider? I'm interested to see if you get symmetrical or if you're on like asymmetrical speed where it's like 200 down and like 10 up or something. Yeah, I'm interested to know. And the reason for that is... Oh, it's fiber? So 200 by 200. Got you. Okay. That's the fastest they offer? Man, you think they'd offer you a gig, man. They could offer you a gig. Right? Could. I don't see how that's so difficult to do. You know? Anyway. Let's pivot. Let us pivot. Alright, so this is actually an older story from October, the end of the month. I just never got around to it. It's something I wanted to cover and check out with you guys. And you know what? Let me just move me for a second so you guys can see the title. Yeah, that's good. I think. Oh. This thing gonna work? Alright, there we go. Ericsson launches new software for 5G SA. Gotta love standalone 5G cores. Alright, new software bundle designed to strengthen the 5G standalone network capabilities, including some cool features. We've been waiting for some of these features. One I've been looking forward to seeing is network slicing. Obviously, that's going to impact enterprise and small business or medium-sized business, large business, right? Private networking. Massive MIMO. We love massive MIMO. That increases capacity in a big way. It also helps with signal quality. Maybe that's a video worth making. Like, what is massive MIMO? Actually, you know what? I'll post something on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. If you guys want to start seeing me create videos covering terms in the industry like massive MIMO or beamforming and stuff like that. Anyways, the Swedish vendor said the toolkit is designed for communication service providers to deliver use cases with high requirements on throughput, reliability, and latency. I think a lot of people have been clamoring for this and it just hasn't happened yet. Got to be on a standalone core, and then you can kind of do this, like gaming, video conferencing, live broadcasting. You guys know how I feel about live streaming. I do think there needs to be some kind of a QCI or a network slice for live streaming, because sometimes you get booted off while you're live streaming. Carlos S. Tech will tell you all about it. You know, the hiccups and the buffering and all that stuff, and it's kind of a pain in the you-know-what. Alright, so Ericsson outlined 4 software toolkit targets. Enhanced massive MIMO software algorithms for channel-aware multiple user MIMO, pairing and optimal beamforming selection based on user velocity. Alright, so that's going to probably help signal and capacity throughput a lot. RAN slicing advancements with intent-based automation. Cool. Alright, I like that. That's awesome. Again, network slicing is going to be important for specific use cases and you know, someone who's willing to pay for a guaranteed performance metric. Maybe it's latency, maybe it's throughput, whatever. We're probably going to need more small cells. We're probably going to need more millimeter wave deployed before we get those guaranteed types of performance metrics. Low latency capabilities, data boost upsell. Okay, this one's interesting. Allows user to purchase a boost on top of their existing subscription through notification of the device, as well as new capabilities to enable and monetize L4S for selected subscription packages. So maybe you need like extra capacity at a certain moment's time. That's programmed into your slice, your core operations. And it's like, okay, on Friday nights we need this, and Saturday nights we need this. Once we get 100 devices connected to the network, we need to do this with the throughput. I mean, all of that stuff is very, very possible. Wes says if they can throttle video, they can just as easily make it so that major streaming platforms are at a higher QCI. They already do it for apps like Google Meets. Yeah, but it wouldn't be like... Would it be app specific or would it be, you know, slice specific? I think is kind of what we're looking at. QCI, you know, you're talking... you know, best effort in the way that things are structured on the LTE core. right? It's a little bit different. Network slicing would eliminate the need to have like the old-fashioned QCI, right? The slice itself creates a QoS in a way. So that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm into this. I could see news broadcasts, right? Live broadcasting, radio broadcasters utilizing slices like this, and this is pretty cool. Ericsson leading the way. Big fans of Ericsson and what they do with RAN. I'm not so much sure about the core stuff that they do. I see a lot of companies adopting Nokia 5G standalone cores, so I'm wondering if Nokia is doing something better than Ericsson. Again, when it comes to the RAN stuff, like radios, antennas, I think Ericsson is the name, but companies seem to be taking Nokia for core. Maybe it's cost. You never know. Yeah. All right, next story. Fixed wireless expands the overall broadband market. All right, let's see what this is about here. Wow, we got some datum. All right, good. It says here that the telecom industry has been adding fixed wireless access subscribers at a clip between 900,000 and 1 million per quarter over the past 5 quarters. We expect similar results over the next 2 quarters, with T-Mobile targeting 500,000 per quarter, Verizon between 375 and 400,000. Folks, I want to talk about those numbers. We've been saying it here on the channel. Nice to see that New Street Research, right, the analysts, are talking what we've been talking for the last couple of years. We knew that fixed wireless was going to be the GOAT. We knew it was going to be a strong performer. We knew they were going to take share. And they did. And it continues to do so. Don't listen to cable. Cable will tell you that it's all temporary and that, like, it's just a fad, Fixed wireless access claimed more than 80% of the industry broadband ads in the U.S. over the last 6 quarters. I feel like it's closer to 90%. Where are the fixed wireless ads coming from? Are they brand new customers, or are they switching from cable or DSL? Let's see if I can zoom in here for you guys. Let's see. All right, T-Mobile's got 4.7 million subscribers. Verizon's got 2.1 million. Collectively, we're looking at 7.5 million on fixed wireless access. That's what the data tells us. All right, Recon Analytics found that close to 20% of fixed wireless gross adds are new to broadband. Almost double the share for the broadband market overall. That means that fixed wireless is expanding the fixed broadband market. Guys, do you pick up what this is saying here? There are people that weren't on cable, weren't on DSL, weren't on satellite. They were on nothing. They didn't have home internet. They only had cellular. And because they had a cellular relationship with a carrier and fixed wireless access was made available to them, they took it. Those customers were never cable customers. They were never DSL customers. They were cellular customers that added home broadband through fixed wireless access. T-Mobile and Verizon took them, kind of created them. Shout out to Frank the Tank. He said, SA sucks right now. Multi-gigabit backhaul, please. Absolutely. Thanks for the super chat, brother, man. Thank you. Subscribers of T-Mobile's fixed wireless access who are new to the industry accounted for 13% of its fixed wireless subs. So 13 out of 100. While subs of Verizon fixed wireless who are new to the industry accounted for 25% of fixed wireless subs. Guys, that is huge. Let's talk about this. 1/4, 1 in every 4 Verizon 5G home internet subscribers was new to broadband. They didn't have anything before. That means cable didn't even have a chance. DSL didn't even have a chance. Satellite didn't even have a chance. These folks were customers on cellular and just took fixed wireless access because the carrier said, hey, we sell home internet with this little box that you put by your window. You don't have to drill any holes. We don't need to go to your house. We will ship it to you, or you can pick it up at the store. power it on, it programs, and boom, you're done. These customers took it because of two things. They took it because of pricing. It was bundled, so it was discounted. And they took it because of the ease of installation and operation. Cable, they're drilling in your house. They got to run a coaxial. They got to do whatever. They're messing with the pedestal. You got to make an appointment. You got to like leave work early or take a lunch, you know, and go. These folks were like, yeah, I'm into the convenience factor. Count me in. Those are some crazy numbers. The data found that fixed wireless access fares better when compared to telco DSL, but under indexes to cable. Huh. T-Mobile's gross fixed wireless adds had flattened over the past 3 to 4 quarters before seeing an uptick in Q3 23. We think they are capturing around 30% of decisions in markets where they offer fixed wireless. Pushing beyond that will be tough. Gross adds will stall unless they expand their addressable market. Verizon is about a year behind, and they are still expanding their addressable market. They're talking about C-band. They appear to be consciously throttling gross adds by taking up price and perhaps moderating marketing. Maybe. They got a good growth pace, though. Fixed wireless here to stay, y'all. And hopefully it gets better so more folks can use it and like it. And tell cable to kick rocks if people don't want cable. That explosive pricing is trash. All right, we're at the 38-minute marker here. We're just cooking, chugging along. You know? Is there anything we need to see here? What is this? Oh, this is the T-Mobile PGA Tour story. Oh, yeah, I remember about. Let's discuss this one. I guess I can put me here. Okay, there we go. All right, PGA of America dials up T-Mobile as 5G wireless innovation partner. Okay, so they got F1, right? They got the F1 thing in Vegas, and now they got PGA. All right, I can't even read this one. What the hell does this say? There we go. I guess I can read it, but you guys probably want to see it too. Okay. Man, I already got rid of you. What these stupid things down here, man? The PGA has announced that T-Mobile is its official 5G innovation partner. The contract includes PGA of America to use a 5G hybrid network from T-Mobile's 5G Advanced Network Solutions as the organization's new headquarters in Frisco, Texas. I didn't even know that was a place. Network aims to enhance fan experiences at the PGA Championship and the Women's PGA Championship. PGA of America Coaching Center to also use 5G connected technologies to enhance tools for coaches and players. New broadcasting and content innovation hub to be developed at the PGA of America's home using 5G enhanced innovations. So this sounds a lot like what Verizon is doing for the NFL with respect to that partnership. While the PGA Tour is not the NFL in size and scope and depth of penetration, which in sports entertainment, I mean, what's bigger than the NFL? But it's like the same thing in terms of the reach and the services it offers, right? All right, so that's cool. You know, they got the PGA Tour here. Through the partnership, PGA of America is looking to explore how wireless technology can democratize access to the sport for players, coaches, and fans. Also said the collab would improve data capture, thus enhancing player performance analysis, as well as saving costs and time for the organization. Okay, the PGA of America chief commented, "I've been hugely impressed with the innovation and passion that our new partner T-Mobile brings to every task. Also excited by the promise of what T-Mobile can deliver to our members and our shared vision to drive the game forward for current and future generations of players." Maybe T-Mobile's going to do some cool stuff here and do some innovative enhancements to the experiences for coaches, players, and fans, right? Creating like fan experiences and stuff when they're on the greens or when they're on the, when there's like putts and stuff like that and training, it'd be pretty cool. They can facilitate those things. Fans at next year's PGA Championship and Women's PGA Championship should expect to see enhanced broadcast and data insights thanks to the addition of T-Mobile's 5G technologies. All right, so we're going to see stuff as soon as next year. So nothing this year. It looks like, the contract kind of will start to manifest itself next year. This is pretty cool. All right, so shout out to T-Mobile bringing innovations to the PGA and, being the official partner of the PGA. This is really cool, actually. So let's run an inventory. T-Mobile's got F1, I think a 10-year contract. They got PGA now, and I think they have MLB just renewed last year or this year for like 6 more years. They're kind of piling up these contracts. Shout out to T-Mobile for doing the most when it comes to reach. I think AT&T, the last I checked, was partnered for NCAA and NBA. Verizon, obviously the biggest one with NFL. But T-Mobile's basically scooping up everything else. They're very active. You got to think investors are really happy when they see stuff like this and talking about Eugene and sweaty armpits like, hey, this is good, man. Keep it up. They got AAA. They got this. They got MLB. I guess they've got some airlines now. Like, they are hitting on some of these things. Shout out to T-Mobile. Doing the most. Again, Verizon's got the biggest contract with the NFL. AT&T's got the other, kind of like, I think it's NBA. I'm not sure if they have or still have the NCAA basketball tournament or whatever, but this is fantastic. If I'm a T-Mobile investor, I like seeing stuff like this. Because you're basically taking this from, Verizon or AT&T would normally get it. All right, what do we got here? I got to zoom this out a little bit. SpaceX says it's ready to test sat-to-phone system with T-Mobile. Okay. All right, that's cool. Ready for this. I know a lot of people have been clamoring for this. They want to know more about SpaceX and Starlink and T-Mobile and whatnot. Okay. SpaceX has told the FCC in a recent filing it's excited to begin testing direct-to-cellular satellite phone systems with T-Mobile and the National Science Foundation ahead of a commercial launch next year. All right, now, look, before you go and launch anything like this, this is big. And the FCC wants to see studies. They want to see the experiments. They want to see proof there's no interference and no issues being introduced into the systems. So you got to show and prove. SpaceX representatives met with the FCC staff last week to discuss the pending applications and review its responses to the staff's technical questions. SpaceX explained how its innovative antenna and topology software can dynamically avoid causing harmful interference to in-band, out-of-band, and cross-border users. Right? It's all about avoiding the interference. You don't want to ruin the connections of others, overstepping your boundaries. It's like, you got all these different bands that are operating. You don't want to step on anybody's toes. SpaceX said it had carefully designed its direct-to-cellular system to provide the best possible service while protecting other operational spectrum users from harmful interference. Others aren't so sure. Uh-oh. Ooh. Somebody's got some pushback. There is some question of SpaceX causing interference, according to Link Global CEO. They have not proven they can do this without causing interference, and they are asking for an STA. STA stands for Special Temporary Authority. You get granted that for operations, which is causing concern on the part of spectrum users in adjacent bands. Remember, these bands are next to each other, near each other, and they're the ones that are most at risk for the interference. So they have to show the interference will not happen in real-world use. AT&T argues that SpaceX should not be allowed to use the PCS G block. If I remember correctly, I think that's old Sprint spectrum, I think. And I'm not sure if they're doing like a 5 or a 10 megahertz block at T-Mobile. I'm not sure. But yeah, they're doing it through an STA. Says the proper venue is through an experimental license from the Office of Engineering and Technology, which is the same process that authorized similar testing for Link Global and AT&T's partner, AST SpaceMobile. And I think they did their testing either earlier this year or late last year. Okay, so AT&T told the commission that although nascent supplemental coverage from space technology shows promise, it must be treated as a supplement, not a substitute to terrestrial wireless service. I have to agree. I know a lot of people are excited about this, but guys, it's never going to replace terrestrial coverage. This is when you don't have terrestrial coverage and you can get some calling and messaging. You know, they can't create another capacity through 5 or 10 megahertz blocks of PCS. Qualcomm terminated an agreement with Iridium to bring satellite connectivity to Android. Oh man, that's terrible. Financial muscle. What is this about here? Open standard 3GPP based solutions have much better prospects than proprietary ones. I agree. If you're going to do SAT, you might as well hit the 3GPP Rel 17 standards. I think that's as far along as they are in implementation. All right, so here's what's going to be happening, guys. You're going to be seeing testing. You're going to be seeing experimental results and feedback getting to the FCC. They then, grant special authorities and give clearance, and then everybody's all harmonious and okay, good, no interference. So how far are we from a T-Mobile network that actually has access through satellites? How far are we? We're probably a year away. I told you guys last year, they tried to get you guys amped up, right? They tried to get you amped up about like cellular service, through satellite. They did that whole thing where like, I don't know, what was it? It was Eugene Sweaty Armpits and then Elon. They're having their little frat party up on the stage. Yeah, Starlink and SpaceX and T-Mobile teaming up. And it was exciting and fun. Oh, James says we're still at Rel 15. We're not even close to 17. Oh, shit. RF says there will be interference, probably. Hopefully they can work through it. I don't know. Maybe it's just AT&T kind of, C blocking, But yeah, this isn't close to being commercial. This isn't close to scaling. There's a lot of gear that's going to have to go up on these satellite constellations from SpaceX. It's a cool concept, though. People tell me all the time that they don't have coverage from, T-Mobile in the sticks. They're in the middle of the boonies. They're in Appalachia, and they don't have coverage. This would give it to them, Yeah, so we're getting closer. We're closer than we've ever been, that's for sure. Just, you still got to continue to pump the brakes. Pump the brakes for the sake of expectations of when it launches and what you can actually do with it. Let's actually wrap up this concept here with this story. AT&T and T-Mobile are in a heated race to space. Okay, so you may not realize it. Let me just go ahead and move me for a second. Get me out of the way. You guys may not realize it, but both T-Mobile and AT&T are pushing to be like the first company, to offer this like connectivity through satellite. I think AT&T is a little bit further ahead than T-Mobile. Verizon actually is doing their thing too. I'm not sure where their progress is, the last updates we had, but they're all working towards this, but they all want to be first. And whoever's not first is still going to say they're first. So what's Dano got to say on this? Says here, in the pursuit of coverage from space, the winner would potentially have a demonstrable competitive advantage. No more dead zones. Not clear which company might have emerged victorious. Each company's fortune is at the mercy of its satellite partner. For T-Mobile, it's Elon Musk and SpaceX. For AT&T, it's AST SpaceMobile. I feel like AT&T is a little bit out ahead because SpaceMobile, AST SpaceMobile is a little out ahead. Apple sidestepped plans to begin charging for its own emergency satellite messaging services through Globalstar. Android, right? We just talked about that whole Qualcomm issue with Iridium. That was terrible. AT&T appears keen to prevent T-Mobile from getting any possible space-based advantage. They're blocking. We just discussed it earlier. They all want to be the leader. They all want... You know what the most important thing is, though? It has to be good. So, like, what's the difference if one launches in January and one launches in February? Or what's the difference if one launches in August and the other in October? What the hell does it matter? And the real question is, like, how many people are going to benefit from this? How many folks need this or want to sign up for this? Who's going to leave their current carrier because this feature is offered on the competitor? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Just something to think about, I guess. Launch costs, federal blessings. All right. SpaceX is urging the FCC to approve. They want that process so they can start doing their testing. I think the FCC will grant that. I think that'll be fine. I don't know. I wonder how many people are willing to pay extra for this, because it's going to cost, man. New technology, right? You got to build to it. You got to retrofit a bunch of LEO satellites. It says here, AT&T SpaceMobile burned through hundreds of millions of dollars since going public in 2021. It had just $135 million left in cash as of September 30th. SpaceX is considering an IPO for Starlink. Ooh, so that means they want to start trading. Okay. Would you guys invest in Starlink? Would you put your hard-earned ducats investing into Starlink? Counting down the days. It says here, officials at AT&T SpaceMobile on track to launch its first 5 commercial satellites in the first quarter of next year. May we see AT&T launching early 2024? Indications are they might be the first one to do it. I mean, T-Mobile can push if you want to, but it looks like AT&T and SpaceMobile might be ahead. Anyways, I'm not switching carriers because of this, I'll be honest with you guys. While it's a good feature and stuff like that, I dig it, you know. I'm not changing carriers for it. Is anybody out there switching carriers for this benefit? I call it a benefit because it is, but I don't know, man. Is it that big of a deal for folks to have this? I have no idea. Rage and Dusty says, I need good fixed wireless access here. Not dog water, US Cellular. Maybe you need SpaceX, man. Starlink. Six Flags St. Louis Enthusiast says, if you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby quote. Nice. South Joe agrees. He's not switching for it. You know what, Gene? There are satellite phones, but this is not for satellite phones. This is a fallback when you don't have regular cell service, like to cell towers. It's just a backup plan, right? Keep you connected. You'll be able to call, message, maybe some email or something. Real basic connectivity, right? Someone who constantly explores the wilderness might. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's that. And like I said, there are some stretches of the U.S. where there isn't a cell tower for 20 miles. Carlos out west, he tells me there's a cell tower. You wouldn't see a cell tower for 50 miles to 100 miles, which is crazy to think. But the U.S. is vast. That's why when people tell me like cell coverage or cell service is better in Germany, and I'm just like, that's not impressive. Germany's small relative to the U.S. size. You know, we got topography, we got mountains, we got hills, we got open space, we got prairie, stretches of interstate. You won't even see a car for like 2 hours. Could you imagine what it's like in Montana, Wyoming, Alaska, you know? EM Tech says, I still see carriers using this as an excuse to not contribute building the terrestrial footprint. I hope not, man. Nothing beats a terrestrial network. Satellite's cool when it's simple stuff. Again, I view it as a fallback. I do not see it and view it as a crutch. I know that some of those locations, it's very difficult to build a site. And then the return on invested capital. How many people are going to connect to that daily? Could you imagine a cell tower that only has like 50 gigs of data going through it in a day? Just because it's like way out there and like nobody lives out there. It's just a little bit of driving. users that are transporting, Yeah. We'll see how this plays out. AT&T or T-Mobile, who's going to be first? What? No love for Verizon? Isn't Verizon working on something with Amazon and what was it, Kuiper or whatever? I don't know. We'll see who wins. That was a good show, man. We're approaching the hour mark. Hey, give this video a like, please. You guys want to support the SMT, consider becoming a member or joining us on the Patreon. Lots of benefits, early access to videos, perks, right? We got special chats in there and stuff like that, right? It's good to be a patron. It's good to be a YouTube member. You could support your favorite creators and get additional access and deepen your relationship with the SMT. In my opinion, no community does it better when it comes to cellular network technologies than us, in my opinion. All right, let's close out the show. Hey, you're new here, first time catching the show, first time on the channel, subscribe. Join the 24,000, 25,000 of us here subscribe to the SMT YouTube channel as we navigate the cellular networking and wireline waters. And if you're looking to, get additional access to things, exclusive content, perks, benefits, the Patreon page, the link is in the description. You can also get a YouTube membership, basically get the same kind of perks. There is more on Patreon. I can give you more there. So do check those things out. Hit me with your favorite hashtags to all my members. Hashtag Mod Squad, hashtag 2LiveCrew, hashtag Replay Crew, and hashtag Ravioli Gang. And have no worries, I will be chopping up and clipping up this live stream for you guys to view at a later time, especially for the folks who missed part or most of it. You guys will be seeing this in a different format. Anyways, big shout out to the YouTube members and patrons for making this content possible. Thank you for directly supporting your creators. Big salute to you guys. Big shout out to all my moderators as well and all the good people that support us. And the haters, you get the last statement of the night. You suck. Hey guys, if I don't see you, happy Turkey Day. Enjoy your sides. Enjoy all the yummy, delicious things. And we out this piece. If you're still here, I know why. You stayed for this. Yeah! Happy Turkey Day, folks. Enjoy.